Hello! Today we are visiting Sainte-Chapelle in Paris. The Sainte-Chapelle is a royal chapel in the center of Paris. It is located within the medieval Palais de la Cité. Sainte-Chapelle is a very popular monument, so it's always crowded. To avoid long queues during the high season, you can buy your ticket in advance. You can spare around 1 hour for the visit. Since Sainte-Chapelle is in the city center, it is easily accessible. The most iconic feature of the chapel for the visitors is its walls. They were designed to be great screens of colored light. There are 15 very big stained glass bays in the deep blues and reds, and they gradually change the colors and intensity every hour. What makes Sainte-Chapelle such a unique place is there are 1,113 stained glass panels, and they relate scenes of the Christian history. I will also explain further in this video an interesting fact about how these tiny walls carry the weight of the building. Let's have a closer look together. It was built in the 13th century by Louis IX, the future Saint-Louis. Sainte-Chapelle was built to house a collection of relics of Christ. It included the Crowns of Thorns, the image of Edessa, the Holy Lance, and around 30 other items. Louis IX purchased his Passion relics from the Latin emperor at Constantinople for the sum of 135,000 livres. For the final stage of their journey, the relics were carried by Louis IX himself, barefoot and dressed as a penitent, a scene depicted in the Relics of the Passion window on the south side of the chapel. The relics were stored in a large and elaborate silver chest, the Grand Chasse, on which Louis IX spent a further 100,000 livres. This was a case to hold and to display the sacred objects. Open on the front, 2.7 meters long and made of silver and copper. The kings used to have chapels in their palaces, where they and their families prayed. Louis IX had already built one royal chapel attached to his former residence, Château de Saint-Germain-en-Laye. Sainte-Chapelle was important for King Louis and his successors' political and cultural ambitions. He used it to position himself as the central monarch of Western Christendom, like emperors with palace chapels. Its similarity to Charlemagne's chapel aided Louis's claim as his successor. The relics greatly enhanced Louis IX's prestige. Pope Innocent IV proclaimed Christ had symbolically crowned him. The cost of building the chapel was 40,000 livres. So briefly, the king spent 135,000 livres on the relics, 100,000 livres for the case to hold them, and he built a state-of-art chapel for 40,000 livres to house the relics. The works of powerful people are beyond the imagination of us mortals. The rose window at the west of the upper chapel was made in the 15th century, later than the other windows. It is a very fine example of the flamboyant Gothic style, named for the flame-like curling designs. It is 9 meters in diameter and is composed of 89 separate panels representing scenes of the Apocalypse. Under the rose window, we can see the Christ with angels and saints. There are 12 statues of the apostles positioned against the pillars that support the walls. These are the apostles, the true pillars of the church. Some of them can be identified, such as Peter carrying the key and the cross, and Paul carrying the sword. Throughout the chapel, symbols of fleurs-de-lis and castles are found repeatedly, in a nod to Louis IX's royal heritage. Sainte-Chapelle has 2 floors. The lower chapel was dedicated to the Virgin Mary and was used by the non-royal inhabitants of the neighboring royal palace. We see the statue of Louis IX. We notice the fleur-de-lis and castle symbols on the columns, which are symbols of his royal ancestry through his parents. Louis IX's chapel inspired several copies, in the sense of royal or ducal chapels of broadly similar architectural form, and built to house relics, particularly fragmented of Louis's Passion relics given by the king. Such chapels were normally attached to a ducal palace or else to an abbey with particular links to the royal family. Sainte-Chapelle remains to be a unique place in the history of Paris. The most striking features are the walls, which appear to be almost entirely made of stained glass. There are 670 square meters of glass. The 1,113 stained glass panels of the windows relate scenes of the Christian history. You will wonder, how can these tiny walls carry the weight of the building? There is a support frame in all the windows. The walls and windows are actually supported on the exterior by iron belts, and there are other additional metal supports. All are carefully hidden in the structure to carry the weight of the building. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you in my next video.